once again. This is a reaction. Sorry, this is a reaction video regarding. This is one of my ones that I have in my file that I keep. That I just log stuff in. Either people send me or that I put aside for myself later on. Don't notice where this one came from. The creator is Shar Henley. Don't really know who that is. But this is a video of one of my favorite things I like to watch right now. Very, very favorite. It's the FAFO videos. I'm sorry. It's the FAFO videos. Love them. Can't get enough of them. It's like catnip to this young lion. And this is an old one, if I'm right. Okay, this is a year ago. This is only a year ago. This is just like right after he got in, right here. This is after he went ahead and made his rail of executive orders. But this is FAFO season continues his MAGA uninvited to family holidays. That's what this is. What this was. The people who voted for Trump who got disinvited to family holidays. So let's go ahead and check this out. Hold on now.
So Agent Orange said that he now has a hub for this mass deportation. And that first hub is going to be Dade County in Miami. Ain't no better place to start. So Agent Orange, gracias. I appreciate the information.
Welcome to another episode of my fafo series where Trump supporters F around and find out. And for some, pretty much immediately. And don't mind these American patriots displaying completely normal non-cult behavior by terrorizing some immigrant day workers outside of Home Depot. My bad, wrong photo. And it's also kind of looking like the Cubans for Trump are not having a great week, after several articles popped up about Trump eyeing Miami as his new mass deportation hub.
They always voted against their own interests, baby, because they love being in the proximity of whiteness, baby. Those incentives they had for Cubans when your little zapatos touched American soil, you was considered an American once you made it to land. We rolling that back, just like Walmart rolling back their DEI. We rolling back that too. You understand me?
Oh well.
Conceptos de pensamientos y oraciones.
Well, looks like Miami has entered the find out phase. So it's being reported that Miami-Dade County is going to be ground zero for the Orange Man's deportation program. Now, if you didn't know, Miami-Dade County has a 70% Hispanic population. This fact helped the Orange Man win the county by 11 percentage points. It's like the first time a Republican has won Miami-Dade County since 1988.
And that's wild. See, like, what's crazy is y'all did all that for what? Y'all pushed for that dude, like y'all said, because of the economy. What? I mean, look, I was in the same economy that everybody else was in. What was so expensive that it was that heartbreaking? Don't get me wrong, everything was expensive. Definitely, things got real expensive real fast. But you forget when that started. You forget how it started, right? And the grace that you didn't cut Joe Biden, you're now cutting for Donald Trump a year in.
Give me grace.
That's wild. But especially the Cubans, because y'all say y'all know what communism is. I want you to look at what Trump is doing right now and tell me the same, very similar to communism. And you can definitely tell it's corrupt. So, but I want you to tell me what was so bad that you had to vote for this man. I'll wait as they deport you.
It makes sense for this program to start in Miami-Dade County because, honestly, Miami-Dade probably has the most deportation cases that are open in the whole country. And truth be told, Miami has a large concentration of immigrants. That's just a fact. Immigrants that are documented and undocumented. And chances are, if you live in Miami, you probably know someone who's undocumented. It's just unavoidable. But just to be clear, this whole program is not just going to target people that are undocumented. It also is going to target people that are on DACA. It's going to target people with temporary protected status. It's going to target people seeking asylum. And keep in mind, those people aren't illegal, but for the simple fact that those programs that they're trying to use will be taken away or expired. And with those programs being taken away or expired, now you are technically undocumented. Now it's estimated that there are approximately 1.1 million people who are living in the state of Florida undocumented. That's about 5% of the population of the entire state. And so you already have economists talking about how this is going to negatively impact the economy of the state of Florida.
And
And
it
if you
already
remember,
is.
a year or two ago, the governor here implemented something on a smaller scale, but the law that he implemented that caused a lot of the immigrant community to leave the state, which caused a shortage of labor, and we have more jobs available than actual people to work those jobs here. And when this program is implemented, that's only going to exacerbate the situation.
Yep.
And it also mentions how in this article that there were certain exceptions as far as like when you could like do quote unquote raids, as far as like schools were protected, hospitals, places of worship, etc. When this program is implemented, all those exceptions for safe spaces are going to be eliminated. So meaning your child could be, in the middle of a math lesson and all of a sudden you got ICE at the elementary school doors coming to take them away. And don't think this is just going to affect a certain group of immigrants. It's going to affect everyone, whether you are Haitian, whether you're Venezuelan, whether you're Nicaraguan. It doesn't matter. Like if you're
Brown.
here undocumented or you're here trying to go through the proper channels and you haven't been able to achieve a certain status yet, it's going to affect you. And it's going to have a greater impact on the economy because, again, you're eliminating a large percentage of the workforce. And like I said, we're at a point now where we have more jobs than people to work them. And if you think
Everybody forgets, like, you're not just getting rid of the workforce. The work is not. I'm not worried about that. I don't. Somebody's got to work that job, but I'm not really worried about that. I'm worried about the consumer market. We'll be making less money just on simple fact, and then not to mention what we've done with our international market. We'll be making less money there. So I want you to put this math together for me. Add it up, because it don't make sense how you are not as out the future with this man in office as I am.
that a certain group of people are going to get out here and work these jobs that these immigrants are working, I got a bridge of Brooklyn I want to sell you.
On Reddit, this poster asks, am I the a-hole for canceling a 6-figure plumbing job because of MAGA? He says, I recently canceled a 6-figure plumbing job because the plumber I was looking at hiring flew the Trump flag in his truck after the election. Now, I have a large plumbing job I'm trying to do for a cannabis farm. It requires a ton of work to be done, but especially running plumbing for the plants, feed room, etc., etc. I have 6 to 7 meetings with a guy going over the project in detail. Dosing systems in particular are complicated and require significant planning to get right. Unfortunately, after seeing his support for Trump, I decided doing business together wouldn't work. As a veteran, anyone who voted for Trump is spitting in my face and betrays everything I stand for. It's not a matter of political disagreements, it's morals and values. I do my best in life to not be a rank hypocrite, and so as soon as I saw that he was a Trump cultist, I told him it wouldn't work. He, of course, was extremely angry and threatened to sue me. I told him he was more than welcome to file suit and that no contract had been signed. I also told him I would file a countersuit to recover legal fees for filing a frivolous suit. Okay, he's got a little sass. Love to see it. But anyways, he says, meanwhile, I've also found out several of his workers are, in fact, undocumented. It's the hypocrisy for me. But he goes on to say, I wish I could say I was surprised, but MAGA and functional intelligence are not things you find together. Ever. Am I the a-hole? Sure. I'm willing to bet tons of MAGA sycophants will say, I am. But frankly, I couldn't care less. I do everything possible to make sure my time and money doesn't go towards supporting fascism/fascists. First off, he ate. Second, thank you, sir, for your service in both protecting our country physically and monetarily. Liberal voters, as well as liberal states, have more money than Republican states and the average Republican voter. So if MAGA voters and businesses don't vote to support your individual right to live freely, you 100% have the right to not support them with your dollar. In America, it's perfectly legal to discriminate against somebody's political affiliation. And any semi-intelligent above...
And let me say that too. Like, that's like, I respect veterans who come home and believe that their job's not over. If we're going to life, then it's on you to make sure that we're protected from enemies abroad and here for life. And that means that you can't come home and vote for an enemy of the state. You can't support it. And I really appreciate people like this guy right here.
Board business owner would know this. Now working with this guy was definitely the right decision and a no-brainer. And as Reddit user Salty Pikachu 12 says, your plumbing, your choice.
America was started as a business. It's not about your freedom. It's a business. So we're sitting up begging these white men to give us rights. No, affect their money. That's why white men change stuff. Segregation ended because of the Montgomery boycott, because the city of Montgomery almost went bankrupt because of an 18-month boycott. These white men all of a sudden changed their minds. Abraham Lincoln did not free enslaved people because he felt like he needed to do this. He did it to cripple the South economically. Anytime they've done anything, it wasn't to help us because we were humans. It was to mess up another white man's money. So we don't get rights until we mess up a white man's money. That's it. And until they see us as human beings, we have to mess their money up. That's it.
We do have a few bright spots this week. Independent news sources are crushing mainstream media right now as ratings for traditional media outlets continue to tank. Midas Touch, a top independent media company, is beating Fox and is also currently tied for first place as the most viewed video podcast in the U.S. MSNBC and CNN continue to bleed viewers in key demographics aged 25 and 54. After the election, Americans are looking to more independent media channels because the American public has lost faith in mainstream media. That's me. I'm American public. I'm livid that MSNBC and CNN allowed Trump to be normalized and lowered the Overton window for America. So I'm glad this is happening to them. Sucks to suck.
Yep.
And while Walmart's out here being trifling and disloyal,
have a seat, you big dummy.